What is going on? Welcome back to Trending Stocks. Today is June the 18th. I want to give you a quick pre-market update, go over some of the hot movers and where big money is gravitating towards today. Before we get into any of that, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. Starting off, retail sales just came out. Not necessarily the best, so came in at 0.1 versus a forecast of 0.3, but the market is completely crazy sometimes because it does want negative data to justify interest rate cuts. As I've said in the past on many different individual videos as well, the market is just very narrow-minded and only wants to hear about interest rate cuts, as crazy as that sounds. So this negative data is somewhat positive, or at least being interpreted as positive based on the futures. So futures are slightly green right now, so I think that's kind of a weird thing, but fear and greed index is at 41, so people's appetite for risk isn't necessarily there. And based on the fear in the market right now, it doesn't seem like it wants to fight back to this neutral category, so we'll just have to wait and see. But with that said, let's get right to it. SOFI is up slightly, no news, no SEC filings, nothing like that. Shorts have been doubling the hell down. So yesterday they increased like 7 million shares. So 17.74% of the free float is being shorted. So it's kind of weird to see that a profitable company is being this heavily shorted. So hopefully the CEO, Anthony Noto, kind of acknowledges that, comes out and just says something, because this is kind of getting a little bit extreme. So most likely you're going to see shorts very, very active today, because right now looking here, $6.45 is that next strong support. Shorts know that. Shorts will obviously try their very best to get it below that, as well as just in general to keep it below that 650 kind of resistance point brought on associated to options. But $6.69 based on the fib levels is the next strong resistance and target. So you'll have 650 and then 669. So just kind of watch for some of the strong support and resistance points, especially considering there has been no news from SOFI. So it's just going to be more so linked to the technicals. Moving on, Nvidia. So no real crazy news. Of course, they have news almost every single day, but no substantial news to justify a lot of institutions getting in. Nvidia, I think, is like the #1 most heavily traded stock so far this pre-market. So I think just larger entities are finally realizing, hey, you know what? We have to get on top of this bandwagon because this is a unstoppable train. And you know what? It is 100% accurate. Doesn't matter about the data points that are coming out. Nvidia is a beast. It's not heavily shorted by any means, so 0.27. It was previously 1.5, so that 1% has clearly lost their shit, pardon my French. And so yeah, I think this is a very big stock in the broader market and has actually saved kind of the broader market from deteriorating significantly. Right now with 131 and change, it is trading between this R2 and this R3. So if you are looking at trading it, just watch for 123 to hold, vice versa. 136 is going to be that next strong resistance / target. So just kind of trade accordingly. Very wide gap, so there is going to be a lot of volatility in the foreseeable future. Moving on, Algonquin. So I've actually traded this company in the past. It is a very big dividend play, so 7.48% is a yield, but they just submitted this SEC filing, as you can kind of see right here, yesterday in the morning, and it kind of signaled that they were removing themselves from the New York Stock Exchange, only going to stay on the TSX. So it's kind of weird because there's a abnormal amount of volume getting in, or at least trading Algonquin this morning, but there's no real reason to do either of them. So I don't know, maybe people are kind of wanting to get out of the New York Stock Exchange one, because in this document right here, this 25, it doesn't actually state the price that they're going to be kind of liquidating at, or whether they're just going to be converting it to the TSX equivalent. So I think there's just some grayness associated to that. So maybe that is why there's some abnormal volume today. I'm not really sure. It's not that heavily shorted, so 2.66% of the free float is being shorted. If you are looking at trading it though, just be cautious, because pre-market's not really moving at all, but yet there's a lot of volume. $5.67 is going to be the next strong support, and then $5.95 is going to be the next strong resistance / target. So once again, just trade accordingly. This one might be something to kind of omit and not really pay attention to, but needless to say, I wanted to bring it up because of the abnormal amount of volume. Moving on to good old Palantir. Palantir, similar to Nvidia, is just one of those Very interesting stock. So this one has shown some signs of weakness, but as of late, it seems to defy logic and it just goes up like crazy. So it did go up 6.15%. There was a couple Form 144s submitted yesterday. So it does show a lot of directors are intending on selling, which sometimes is a clear indication that you might have been peaked. So there might be a pullback associated to that, but based off of no news, no SEC filings, nothing like that, Palantir has just been, like I said, defying logic. And when it comes to Palantir, it wasn't heavily shorted, so it's like 3.67%. Shorts have kind of reduced some of their position despite it not being heavily shorted. So at that peak, it was like 9%. Lately, it's been like 4%. So they have returned a small amount, nothing of substance. It's not a squeeze play or anything like that. But if you are looking at trading it right now with that $25.17, it is trading between this R1 and this R2. 25.51 is going to be that next strong target / resistance. 24.37 is going to be the next strong support. So once again, trade accordingly. And then finally, Silk is getting a lot of volume because Boston Scientific announces agreement to acquire Silk Road Medical. Based on this, it does show a price of $27.50. So right now it is sitting at $26.71. The discrepancy between that $26.71 and that $27.50 is the grayness on people assuming that this deal might fall through. So kind of just trade accordingly right now, but right now it is at $26.72. So if you're looking at trading it, it's kind of above the R3. So just do not pay more than $27.50. That's kind of it, because yeah, if you pay more than $27.50, you're kind of screwed, if that makes sense. Vice versa, if you do have a higher average than $27.50, right now might be a good time to possibly average down, get it below that $27.50 average or whatever, and then that way you'll at least get this. That's assuming this deal goes through. But no matter what, I'm not a financial advisor. You guys do whatever floats your boat at the end of the day. So let me know your thoughts on these stocks. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. Let me know what stocks you're watching this morning or today and whatever else, and let me know your thoughts on the retail sales, it coming in a little bit lower than anticipated. One final thing I just want to share with you: take advantage of this promo. Simply sign up for a new account, throw $100 at it, and they give you 5 free stocks. Each stock is valued up to $2,000. Kick-ass deal. Link in the description below and also the comments. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.